Hello YouTube and Star Wars fans, this is Slade here with another sweet review for you all today. Now today, we're going to be reviewing the Star Wars Black Series Grand Admiral Thrawn figure. Now of course, if you all don't know who Grand Admiral Thrawn is, he is the Grand Admiral from the Star Wars Rebels TV show, as well as the novel called simply called Thrawn. And basically, he always, if you watch the show, you know he pursues the Ghost Crew and all that they do, and that his skills as a admiral are unmatched. And of course, all this is simply just a peg warmer figure. I thought that I'd just go over it anyways because a Black Series figure is a Black Series figure regardless. So here is Grand Admiral Thrawn. Obviously, he doesn't have that many accessories, but I will try to make this video as short as possible. Now, first and foremost, I like to go over the box as I usually do. As you can see, it's a very nice shadow portrait of Grand Admiral Thrawn here. You know, he does look a bit older on the box itself than in the show. Wonder why they did that. Of course, here you have the Grand Admiral Thrawn in the red raised lettering. Of course, this is age 4 and up. And of course, you have the warning labels here. This figure is, of course, number 47 in the Black Series line. Of course, you got that red backdrop right there. And of course, on the back, you have this little biopsy of the figure. If you want to pause to read that, you most surely can. Of course, I will leave it there for 2 seconds. Alrighty. Turning over the side of the box here, you have his name again, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and also if you can see the shadow name, it just simply says Grand A. I know it's hard to see because of my lighting, but I can't really do anything about that. And of course, this figure is made by Hasbro, who usually makes all the Black Series toy line figures and all other types of figures. Now, of course, like I mentioned before, Grand Admiral Thrawn doesn't come with that many accessories. The one accessory mainly comes with is his simple blaster pistol right here. Of course, it's not really that much design to it. Nice application of black or blackish silverish paint over a base mold. As you can see, it's a nice sculpt right here, especially for the handle. As you can see, the handle is a different sculpt from the rest of the blaster. Overall, nice sculpt. I don't remember him using this blaster at all in this TV show. He probably did. I probably just wasn't actually paying attention. But as you can see, that's really just the only accessory he comes with. So, getting into the actual figure itself, nice detailing on the figure, especially on the face sculpt. As you can see, they did a really good job capturing how he looked from the Star Wars Rebels TV show, or the Disney show, as you may call it. Nice detailing, nice white, clean white for his uniform, as well as his admiral tags right here. Nice silver detailing on his belt buckle, as well as his little holster here. Nice detailing on the little clip right there. See, nice little wrinkles in his little skirt right here, or whatever you might call that. Wrinkles continue down into the legs itself. And then you get into the boots, a nice black paint application on the boots. Nice sculpt here around the ankle to give it a sort of wrinkled look as if he's walking with his boots. Of course, back here you just have standard right here. It's a little paint smudge right there. I don't know if that comes with your figures as well, but as you can see, mine has a little smudge right there. Of course, you have nice detailing on his little shoulder metal pieces up here. I don't know what to call those. Nice gold touches of paint right there. And nice touches of silver paint around his collar. A nice detailing on his eyes. I do remember he had red eyes in the show as well. Nice figure that they did a nice job applicating that as well for paint wise. I do have one small little gripe right here. As you can see by his neck, it looks like they didn't paint all the way to the collar right here for his neck. As you can see, if I can bring it closer. As you can see, it looks like the white paint is still right on the edge of the collar. Looks like they didn't actually paint that part while they painted the other side. Again, I said that this is simply just a peg warmer figure. It's not really a figure I plan on using much. I just wanted to review it just for the sake of reviewing it. Now, of course, Grand Admiral Thrawn, or simply Thrawn, has the standard Black Series articulation. Of course, his head does rotate 360 degrees. And it can go down. It can look down that much, which isn't much, and he can look up as well. So it's not much in terms of him looking up and down, but in terms of his head, he does do the 360 motion. Let's see one of his arms here. His arms can go out that far and they can go back in. His arms rotate 360 degrees at the shoulder, as well as he does not have any double joints on him besides his legs, so his arms are not double jointed, so he can bend in that far and that far back, and he does have a 360 degree motion at his elbow. Of course, for his wrist, he has standard wrist articulation. His wrist can go down that far, which is relatively far in my opinion. They can go back up like so. Of course, he does have 360 degree motion in his wrist as well. Let's see, getting into his midsection here, he does have an ab crunch. It's actually fairly noticeable and fairly good compared to most other figures like this. So he does have an ab crunch. Of course, he does have 360 degree motion in his abs as well. So a nice ratchet joint as well. His legs can go out that far and back so, and it can go out that far as well and back in. He does have a double jointed knee like I mentioned before, so he does have a really good bend in his knee here. Of course, it is hindered from his uniform wise, but that's how far his knee can go. As such, he does have 360 degree motion in his leg, so his leg his whole leg can rotate 360 degrees, and he does have an ankle rocker pivot, so his ankle can go down that far, and then it can go back up like so, and as well as it has a 360 degree motion. So overall, he has not many points of articulation. My one gripe about the figure is that if you notice, when his one leg is straight, like that's how it's supposed to be, but as you can see here, it's kind of difficult. His other leg, it just refuses to become as straight as this one. So of course, if you have him standing, he basically looks like that, with one leg that's semi-bent while the other one isn't. Like I said, I don't know if that's how it looks on the rest of your figures, on your Thrawn figures, but that's just how mine came in. And of course, his blaster does fit in his holster. It actually was unlike the other. So there you are. His blaster or pistol does fit in his holster. And of course, I'll have his arms crossed because that's how his arms are crossed in the show. Set him down here. Because that one leg I mentioned before, he's a little hard to get standing. Like, it can be done, you just have to finesse a little bit. Like so. And that is pretty much it for this review. Like I mentioned before, I will give this figure 9 out of 10 solely because of that paint mistake all around his collar, as well as the leg issue. But other than that, it's a fairly good figure. I mean, like I said, you don't have to collect this figure. Obviously, it's just a peg warmer. If you wanted to collect the figures from Star Wars Rebels like I am, then Thrawn is your best choice to have on your Empire side. And he looks very well next to characters like Tarkin, which I heard they just released, and Director Krennic, which I'll have a review up about him very soon because I also have him as well. But yeah, that was my Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch Grand Admiral Thrawn figure review. Now, of course, if you all like this video, don't forget to leave a like below. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more figure reviews such as this. Of course, I will try to film as many as I can. I already have a few already planned on posting, so those will be posted as well before him. So, yeah, that is pretty much it, and have a nice day.